by. Stopping by. What is my dilemma today, people? All right, gotta go. Actually, I'm waiting. I have a physical I have to go to because I haven't gone. I should have gone maybe like 4 months ago for my 6 months. So it's been a while. So I want to make sure that I'm fine because I'm trying to stay healthy. And that's it. I got to be honest with you. It is so cold. Cold. It's cold outside. And I got to be honest with you. Right now, where I am at, it used to be a Grand Union. And I used to work there from like 17, and then I stopped. I went to school part-time, and then when I was getting married, I ended up getting a job back here working in the office. How are you, local reviewer? Hello, Ellen. Hi. Yes, it's cold out. It's cold. It's very cold. Mwah, thank you so much. I'm just reminiscing. I'm sitting here, and it's a doctor's, like, they took over the whole thing. It used to be a Grand Union, and I used to work there, and it says Kiki, how are you? Kiki 80-69, how are you? Hello, Ellen, how are you? Mwah. Thank you so much. I'm just reminiscing. I used to actually, I worked at Grand Union 42 years ago. That's how old I am. And I'm looking and I'm thinking that was like Annie says used to be there, and the whole building now is completely medical. So I'm just like, I can't wait to go in there. It was a Grand Union in New Jersey. Krista, how are you? It used to be in, I don't want to say it, but it was where, don't say the town, but it was where the sock company used to be, the sock company. And it's now like a steakhouse, like right around that bend right there, going over to Pearl River. If you know what that is. But that's where I am. And I'm like, I want to go on the other side. It's for like the women's part. So I got to see on the way out if I can leave, if I can just go in there, because it just brings back flashback and memories. It really, truly does. Krista 1102, how are you? I'm glad you're here. Life with Tasharia, how are you, hon? Thank you for coming. Thank you guys so much. Krista, I lived in Ridgewood, Wash Township area. Yes. Okay. Yes. I know where that is, but I don't want to really say my identity because, like, I'm trying to keep it, like, I'm trying to stay under the radar. But if you know where I'm talking about, it's right past where the bowling alley was, like in that other town, and the next town over was considered wherever it is, but that's where I am. And it said, I think we went to, yes, we did. That's why I know. I don't want to say where you were at, but I think I know you were a year ahead of me, but I'm not going to say the first part of it, but I'll say the second name. It was from Blank Ridge. I think you lived in that area over there. I think it's a secret. Because you know what? I get like a lot of strange things. Like people try to find you and stuff. So I'm like, I'm good. It's a secret. Yes, it is. It says, yeah, I'm older. Yes. Exactly. And I'm trying to think. I'm not going to say anymore. But that's it. So I'm going to the doctors. I have to admit, what was I doing? So I had medicine. So I really didn't need at the time blood pressure medicine, but they put it on because it would spike up a little. So I was on it. And then I had the cholesterol. I was borderline, and I was drinking the apple cider, which really helped to brought it down. But then it was just too much because I wasn't drinking it at the right times. So I went on the medicine. So when I needed it, I hate to say this, don't do this. I would never tell anybody to do this. I was using Steve's medicine. It was like, and it's like my pharmacy and everything, it was like silly, but I just didn't want to go to the doctor because when he had passed, I just didn't feel like going out. I didn't want to see no doctors for a long time, but now I do. And I still have his medicine, but I'm going to go and get to this pharmacy because what happened was my doctor left where I was at. So I had to get another doctor, and I just couldn't focus with it. So that's what the story was on that. But yes, I'm a year older. Yes. But everything is fine. I'm doing good. I have a few seconds, so I said, let me do a live just to see what's going on. I'm debating. So what happened was, all right. Hello, everyone. Nicole Dow, 323. Mwah. I think I was with you guys when I did I was waiting for my Mexican food because it was Taco Tuesday. Well, on Wednesday, I work in a school as an aide, and our bus did not come for an hour. So, I was an hour behind because I was supposed to go to the Korean market. I was going to make these vegetables and do all this stuff. But what ended up happening was I was an hour late. I was done for the day. So, I hate to tell you, I did Chinese. I did Chinese food. I did. And I had gotten vegetable with the noodles. I forgot what it is. Vegetable. I forgot. I'm having one of those days. The noodles. But what ended up happening was I had that last night. I didn't eat much of it, and I brought half to bring to work. Lo mein. But what ended up happening was I was so thirsty. And when you're going for a physical and blood work and stuff like that, you should not be eating that stuff with all that sodium and salt. So this morning I knew I had to have blood. And I'm like, I'm not going to eat. Yeah, vegetable lo mein. Yes, Nicole. It was greasy, but it was good. It was good. I have to admit, I've been off 2 days, but I've been trying to eat healthy. So today for lunch, I'm like, you know what? I'm not coming back. It's too cold. I need just to get this blood done. So usually where I was with the doctor, if it was before 11 o'clock, the lunch, they would just let it go and they would just take my, you know what I mean? They would just do my thing with the blood. But today I had cereal this morning. All right. I had oatmeal and, Tina Mo show. Oh, thank you so much. Just want to show you a morsel of love. Thank you so much for showing the love. I appreciate that so much, Tina. God bless you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you. I'm just I get them, but I don't, and I'm just I don't know what to say when I get them because I'm just but I'm very appreciative. God bless you, hon, and have a blessed day. Fuzzy Adventures 1990. Hi, everyone. How are you, Fuzzy Adventure? I hope you're doing well. Fuzzy Adventures 1990 also has a channel with New Horizons. 1980, 90. I think it is. I'm trying to go by age, but I'm a little bit old. So let me go back to my story because I always go off. So I ended up having Chinese food yesterday. So I said, I'm not drinking or eating anything because I always have problems when I always go for my blood work. There's always an issue. So New Horizons Above and Beyond 1990 on both of them. Yes, that's what it is. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it. So they both have both Fuzzy Adventures too. So what I ended up doing was for lunch came and I'm just I should know better. I forgot to take my blood pressure today, number one. Then I had the Chinese food, so that probably blew my sodium up with the salt. So my blood pressure was probably higher. Then I didn't eat, and I had an orange around 11 o'clock just so that I had some sugar in me. But that's it. But yeah, I'm good. I'm very, very good. And I'm going to the doctor. I'm taking care of business. And I was actually going to ask them, and this is a lot, I was gonna have them see if they can do an MRI on my head because I'm very forgetful. And people say, "Well, you got stress." I don't know about that. The other day, I'm brushing my teeth with a Dexatin, waiting for the bubbles, and I just can't focus. And it's not like I'm doing anything because I'm not doing really much, you know. It says New Horizons, we are doing good. About to see about getting a volunteer job at an animal shelter. Oh, how nice. Oh, I think that's so sweet. I always wanted to do that. My only problem is I would probably take about 10 dogs and 12 cats with me home. And I can't do that. But I just feel so bad. I used to do that in the school, do the animal shelter and volunteer. That is such a rewarding thing to do. And if you can do it, it also, you can take dogs for walks. That would help them because they get to get out of the shelter and not just be in there because it can be very stressful for the animals. So God bless you for that. I think that's so sweet of you. And, I know the holidays are coming, and please don't get any cats or any dogs if you don't want to take care of it. I know puppies are puppies and they're wonderful, but they grow up and they got to be trained and then they wet and everything else. And if you don't got the time to do that, then don't do it. If you want a puppy or a dog or an animal, do me a favor. Who really needs your help is the seniors. And I mean, it's hard, but, for some reason they get old or something happens and nobody wants them. They stay in the shelters, and those are the ones that need it, it says, yeah, we expected to be kinds, a variety of things starting the first of the year. Yes. Well, that's nice. It says, Amy, 14. Hi, how are you guys? How you doing? Says, yeah, we expect to be all things, a variety of things starting. Well, that's nice. I think that's nice. And if anybody has any time for over the holidays, the senior citizens in the homes, they need, just to say hello. And any senior, and you don't even have to go to senior citizen place to do it. You can go to the supermarkets. You can go to the restaurants. You can go for the park and walk, and you can see people, and just show some love. Because the senior citizens, a lot of times their families, they don't see, they're by themselves. And then people complain, well, they're 90 years old, they're driving. Well, they're driving because they have nobody to help them. So that's my story on that, because I get so sad. It's like everything makes me sad. Oh, Amy, you're excited. Amy, what happened? You're excited. I'm glad. Did something good happen? Or just a happy day? If it's a happy day, good for you. I'm happy. I'm out of school. I'm going to the doctor. They're going to take blood. I got bad veins. I know what I had to do. I have to drink the water. I got to drink the water. I do. Because I didn't drink enough water today. And I have really bad veins, they got to use the little butterfly needles on me. And I'm going to be freaking out. Oh, you're almost at 500 subs. Congratulations. So close. So anybody's on here, if you see Amy, I can't say it. I'm just so excited. I'm getting nervous going to the doctor. AMYIA 14. You're almost at 500 subs. God bless you. Mwah. Thank you so much, people. You know what? Woo! I'm so nervous. I'm just so nervous. All right, it's time for me to go because I got to go to the doctor's, and I have to get there a few minutes early just because they have to take my information and stuff. What happened was, I have this place, and I always went there all the time. My doctor left. I got another doctor, and while my doctor was away, I had kidney cancer. And the surgeon from the place where I needed to be said, you have to have this exam, and you have to have it this way, A, B, and C. Well, my primary said, no. The people at the office were like, no. People that work in the office, no, we can't. We have to do it my way. So I had to leave the practice to get it done. I had to use the surgeon's primary, who he recommended. And then when I was done with the surgery, I went back to my primary because my primary doctor was away. But she ended up leaving. The other doctor ended up leaving. So now I was like, you know what? They were really, really mean. I needed my blood pressure That's the reason why I didn't get my blood pressure medicine done. That's why I was using Steve's, was because they wanted me to come in, and it was not even 6 months. They wanted another exam because it was a new doctor, I guess. But it wasn't. It was the same cranky old lady. But what are you going to do? So I said, you know what? I'm done. So I started over. So that's my problem. So that's the reason why I didn't get my blood pressure medicine. My secrets are out. They're out. All right, everybody. I hope everybody has a great day. Stay warm. Keep warm. And I love all of you. And thank you so, so much. Tina Mo Foshoa. Thank you so much for that $5 chat. For that, I guess it's a chat. $5. The $5 thing. I hate to say it. I forgot what it's called. I love you. And thank you for thanking me. And I do love you so much, hon. I love the love from everybody. You guys are the best. It says, Amy Leah said, you got this. Nana MJ for you. Ellen, just got a quick visit to leave my good luck. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Amy. Bulldoze. Bye. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by. Later on, I will do shout outs for you tonight. Love yous all. Have a good day. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed I'm okay.